here to
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah. So you want it?
but I don't see my camera.
Who wants a chrome frisbee?
Huh? Camera's off. Oh, Francis. Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? Oh, there it is.
Just
Okay.
not show it up here.
Yeah.
Now screen
All right,
share,
one more.
full screen. Start screen share. Now go to his drive. Play that full screen. No,
Oh,
it's
I don't
okay.
need to be on that one.
You don't have to be on the PowerPoint yet.
Why not?
Well, so they are seeing us then
Yeah, you should see everything you have on screen.
on this full screen. So when he goes to this, he sees this.
Yes, I'll run over there.
But he's not gonna. But they're not gonna see his face.
No.
Right.
Remember we talked about that before?
Right. Right.
So that's okay.
That's
You're not
okay.
going to show that.
Right. So when you, that's because we're doing full. If we're now doing over there, then it's okay because you're gonna focus on what's over here.
I would close that for now.
Well,
Maybe.
we need to leave. Yeah, I'm gonna.
That looks like it's leaking memory.
It's leaving here. Okay. And we're gonna go here. And you have it here. Present full screen.
It's not going to mirror after you go on the presentation.
Okay. And we definitely don't have anybody in the other room for now, right? We know we don't.
No, I think there's some said there.
There are a couple people.
So we'll just run over.
I think they should be able to squeeze in here.
I think there's capacity limit.
Yeah. All right. All right. We got everybody in?
Ladies and gentlemen, Todd. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. This is unbelievable. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is literally the first event that we're holding for our group. We just formed on June 5th. Google very graciously allowed us to form a group. This is our inaugural event, and I mean, we filled a room. This is crazy. So thank you. A lot of new people. I actually thought it was going to be a lot more of like the family, but I mean they are here too. But there's an amazing turnout from students and whatever else. That's fantastic. So let's start. I want to just do a little bit of a roll call. So anybody from like Montclair State? Go crazy. Nice. Launch J?
Come on, Lunch and Jay, right here.
GDG North Jersey? Presenters? Any presenters, speakers? Huffington Post? Here? Not here? I'm here, what's up? Oh, alright, we're good. Yeah, Rutgers. Juice? Sort of. Brick City, Newark. Brick City, Newark, New Startup. Converge. Converge Forward. Awesomeness. Downtown.
Yeah, Montclair.
Alright, Montclair. Alright, nice, cool. Okay, so yeah, first of all, who am I? Frisbee, yeah. Okay, sorry. So my name is Plus Todd Nakamura.
That sounds like a social network.
Where's my Google Plus people? All right. A Google Plus joke for anybody who didn't get it. My name is actually Todd Nakamura. I actually was going to do a whole big Game of Thrones joke right here, but it was taking up too much time. I can do it at the end, but it was taking up too much time. I got to be. So, what am I? I'm a code monkey. You got the idea. Okay. So that was me for 12 years of my career, prior to June 5th when everything started to go crazy. So I'm here because of a thing called GDG North Jersey, and you guys are here. So what is that? This is an amazing program that Google runs. It's not a direct affiliation, so we're not Google employees, but we are very well supported by Google. So it's something that you apply for. So I kind of obsessed over Google for a while. Kind of found this back door. I've been trying to. I would love to work there for a long time. I found this thing after obsessing over that. I read 5 articles. There's a thing called Google Developer Groups. The crazy thing was, when I started looking at New Jersey, there wasn't one here. So I want to show you this really quickly. Hopefully I don't cause problems here. Just bear with me while I Google something. Okay, so this is the site Google Developer Groups. If you look right here, so this is interesting. Worldwide, there's 533 chapters, right? We can look at the directory. So this is really cool. This is a globe. This is a world map with all of the chapters overlaid. So that is the world supply of GDG groups. Again, 533 across the globe. You start doing math, it's really not that much. So if we start scrolling in on our area, it still looks like quite a bit, but you start getting closer and closer and you realize maybe not so much. Okay, and you get closer and you realize that, wow, okay, state of New Jersey has one. There's one in Philadelphia, one in New York, and then there is GDG North Jersey. So this is our group. Anybody can join. I highly recommend, get out there, sign up for it. It's meant to be inclusive of everybody. The whole idea is anyone you can think of, somebody who doesn't know anything about tech, somebody who knows a lot about tech, just wants to learn. Anybody who has a passion for innovation, technology, if that's you, you're a perfect fit. So that's us. And the other interesting thing is if we go look at events that are going on. So we're here for I/O. I'll jump into that in a second. But this is now the global I/O extended events that are going on. Now, if you look at this, the way this works is it's these GDG chapters are the ones who are allowed to have an IOX event. So this is even rarer because not all of them necessarily have one. But if you look right there, that is obviously us. So that's That's our page going on there. Yeah, that takes you to that. So that's what's happening right here, right now. Okay, so that's GDG North Jersey. Again, funny enough, there actually is one in Newark, but they're not active. They're on the campus of NJIT. I don't know. They actually got delisted from the site. So when I signed up, I didn't even know they were there because they're not active. But, you know, if anybody goes to NJIT, I highly encourage getting the guy's ear, you know, and tell them to get it going. Okay, so what is this Google I/O business, right? And so what is Google? No, I'm joking. If you don't know that, you should leave right now. What is I/O? So, nice. Very good. Input, output. So what that is basically is it's data. You know, more than anything else, it just means it's, you know, it's data going in, data coming out, exchange of data, very prominent on the web, any kind of application you can think of. What it means in a nutshell is this conference is about. Do you know Crazy Steve? Okay. So here is the ridiculous timeline. This is something I need to go into detail on. So, yeah. So literally, I just went back and looked. I did some research. So, oh, jeez. Sorry. I just went back and did some research. June 1st was the exact date that I applied for, you know, a GDG group. There was a lot of back and forth. I was like on the fence. Do I go GDG New Jersey? They're like, nah, it's a little, you know, you need to like regionalize it a little more. Do I say GDG Northern NJ, which I almost went with. But they, you know, we decided it's a little better. You go with like a colloquialism. You know, everyone here knows North Jersey. It's more important for the local thing. You're not as worried about the SEO impact. It's, you know, you want that local kind of connection. So this is what happened. We got approved June 5th. I went crazy that day. That was that was quite a moment. I was very excited. I sent that message out because I've been very active in the meetup scene for a while. You know, where's Carlos? Carlos introduced me to this. He'll talk to you later, guys. My idol. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So. Oh yeah. So I got the approval, and basically, you know, I already had this network in place. I had this ecosystem in place based on a couple of, like I have another group called NJ Cloud Architects. We actually had an event here last night. Absurd side story. Like I was trying to work on my keynote presentation and like I had to manage that event last night. 30 people here. Cloudero's here, but that was actually a very good event. But here's what happened. So I posted this. I said, hey, I have a GDG group. Like, let's go nuts, right? Dennis Harabin. I really hope he's here. Damn it. Damn. All right, he's not here. He's going to be a presenter. Greatest like Google evangelist, most technical CEO I know of, and he's about to launch a product. He's doing crazy stuff. He has an awesome breakout session. You guys have to see that. So this is what Dennis said. It shouldn't be too late to host a Google I/O extended event here in New Jersey. This is a conversation on our meetup group in our forum. Awesome idea. Consider it done. It's definitely happening. That was June 7th. Oh, yeah, it was June 7th. June 9th, I walked in, quit my job. Yeah. I had some good talks with my mom and some other people and just decided it was the right thing to do. So, what? I was a software architect. It was a cultural mismatch for me where I was. I'm not going to disparage them. It just wasn't a fit for me. So I already was unhappy. So it was like a no-brainer. You know, this is what I envisioned. I mean, I don't know if I imagined something this crazy good, but that's, you know, this is what I was hoping for. That's why I just chased it. I was like, I'm going to take it on as a full-time role. And that's what I told everybody, like, this is my job, you know. And I've been working on it 18 hours a day, you know, since then.
Bitten by the entrepreneurial bug.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is where the magic happened. I mean, I literally, like, you know, because of that network I had, I just said, help me out. Carlos, help me out. Jason, help me out. Zion, help me out. Everybody, April, everybody in, you know, in Newark, everybody in NGIT, everybody at EAC, just APB, you know, just go crazy. And they went crazy. They went absolutely crazy. And for example, like, okay, you know, I asked among my group, hey, you know, do you guys want to present? And basically, like, I knew I had to make some, you know, I was going to have to make some executive decisions. You know, you try to put an event like this together and you try to go back and forth with people, you know, okay, what kind of title should we have? What kind of breakout session? I didn't do any of that stuff. I was just like, this is what we're doing. You know, these are the events. But what I did was I tailored it to all the talents that we had in our community. And so I said, hey, I want you to do this. And I would literally say I got about a 90% hit rate. Like 9 out of 10 people I asked to do it were just like, yeah, I'm in, you know, and it's been unbelievable. And then those people that follow me through into the depths of Crazy Town, they believed in me. You know, a lot of people were saying, like, you're out of your mind, you know, you're trying to take on way too much. But those people believed, and, you know, they've inspired me beyond belief. And, yeah, it's been a crazy, crazy roller coaster, wild ride for, you know, 2.5 weeks. How many days? 16. Wow, 16 days. Yeah, it's been ridiculous. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. These are literally the groups that are involved. Yeah, I'll talk really briefly on them. Launch and J, that my entry into the whole scene. Yeah, Launch and J, awesome. Montclair State, oh my God. I mean, they're like extended family at this point. You know, they let me host all of my events here. You know, Dennis with his Feliciano Center for Entrepreneurship, Sharon, Lori, David, Roger, you know, everybody at the Feliciano Center, unbelievable. Lee Newark, much more to come there. April's going to go into that, Nice Star Thunder. We love to work with them. You know, we're going to forge a really strong relationship. We care about Newark. NGIT, Code Junkies, awesome stuff. You know, first taste of that like Silicon Valley kind of feel that I felt in this area, in the Morris County area. I could be wrong. Hey, I'm new on the scene, but it's the first time I experienced that. I don't know if Jason's here, but Jason Graves, he runs a good show. EDC for sure, you know, largest incubator in the state of New Jersey. I don't know what Lamb Cloud's doing, but it might be inaccurate soon, but either way, awesome program there. Jerry Creighton, you know, Judith and everybody over there, Stephanie, Michael Gory, awesome stuff going on. The city of Newark, definitely the city of Newark, you know, we're there. All things marketing, Zion and his group, they you know, good job recruiting. Montclair Entrepreneurs for sure, Dennis and his team. GDG, of course. My mom, she's been really supportive through all this stuff. You know, she's been my sounding board. The Chromecast, I don't know if you guys saw the Chromecast. That's from the Janet Nakamura Foundation. She wanted to contribute something. You know, she wanted to buy tickets and all this stuff. She wasn't able to make it, but she contributed the Chromecast. So yeah, we're going to distribute them at some point. So you can thank my mom. Thank you, Google. Oh my God, I could go on. I could literally fill this entire conference with the ridiculously great stuff that Google's doing. It's mind-blowing. By way of this program, I was talking to GDG Kisumu, which is in Kenya, this morning. We were like, hey, what's up with your IO Extended? I took them on a tour of this campus. You know, I'm showing them. They're showing me. They're in a classroom. They're teaching. Google funded that classroom for them. That's why that school exists in Kenya through a program actually related to the GDG program. They got a grant. They applied for a grant and they got it. Google educator groups, any teachers in here, oh my God, you guys have to do this. There aren't any in New Jersey right now. We will support you like crazy. It's the same thing like this for teachers. You can get grants. You can come up with some great idea. Maybe you're in a, I don't know, what, it doesn't matter what you are, whatever story you have. You can get a bunch of Chromebooks. One example, it's one school got 200 Chromebooks to start their year. Google puts like tens and tens of millions of dollars into programs like this. I wanted to show you this really quick, hopefully. Sorry. Okay, yeah, it's going fast. Made with Code. This is unbelievable. They just launched this a little while ago. $50 million pledge. It's to get girls into programming, young girls. I wanted to show you this really quick.
The world is made with tiny bits, with invisible stuff and weightless things. The world is made with DNA, drawn together into tigers and cathedrals and snow cones. The world is made with bits of language, letters and spaces and numbers, organizing nations and brunch and love. The world is made with you, unreplicable, particular you, who are made with tiny bits and words strung together, you whose effect can be enormous, life-changing, history-making, world-better-making.
The code to change is also made with tiny bits and bytes strung together. To dig wells, to share a joke with millions, to get directions.
You are a girl who understands bits exist to be assembled, and when you learn to code, you can assemble anything that you see missing.
And in so doing, you will fix something,
Or change something.
or invent something,
Or run something.
and maybe that's how you will play your bit in this world.
That's one of like, I can't, there's 25 programs like that, it's unbelievable. I'm thrilled to be working with an organization like that. Okay. Yep. Obviously sponsors. Google themselves. DataStax. I don't know if I saw them yet. Really cool product. NoSQL, big data, cloud, all that stuff. These guys are phenomenal. They build a database called Cassandra. It was originally built for Facebook. They powered Facebook back in 06 through 08, and then Facebook open sourced that. It's now an open source Apache project. Currently runs Netflix. Netflix runs on Cassandra. That's how, you can't run a service that eats up 30% of the internet's traffic without seriously distributing your data. They have massive clusters all over, the planet on Amazon AWS, and Cassandra is what runs Netflix. Cloud Academy. These guys are amazing. A couple really young guys. They're in Lake Como, Italy, which, yeah, they piss me off every time they send pictures and stuff of, them like working with their developers. It's ridiculous. But these guys are great. They run it's cloud training. So if anybody wants to learn how to get on the cloud, to me it's like you have all these people who want to, but you ask them what do they know about cloud training, or what do they know about the cloud. Most people don't know that much about it, so this is a way to get into that. They actually have a program too. You can become a trainer. You can submit videos. You can make a video and they'll pay you for it. If they like the videos that you make, they can get you on as an instructor. You create like a 5-minute session. You don't even need to be great. It's more about if you can help people learn. Like if you can create engaging content, you don't need to be some crazy esoteric, knows every minutia guy. You can be like a guy who's just guy or girl who is just transitioning into it. Those guys are great. I don't think we have over 200 people. They provided 200 vouchers for us, for everybody here, to get 50% off the first month of training. So you guys are all covered. So I highly encourage you to go on there. If you want to learn about the cloud, do it. Feliciana Center, awesome program. That's what goes on here. This is the reason that I'm here. This is how I got connected with this room. This is how I'm able to host events here. That started with my cloud architect group. It's carried over into GDG. Again, Dennis, Lori, Sharon, Roger, David, fantastic. It's a program. I'm going to talk about it really briefly. Dennis, I think we'll go into later, but really briefly. So it's a program, if you guys don't know about it, it's like a little Shark Tank on campus. So kids get together at the beginning of the semester. I think about 25. They just had the first year of it this year. I think about 25 kids came up. They all had ideas, and like the top 5 ideas got selected, and they built teams around that. And so like what Dennis did was every year, each week, he'd have like a pitch coach come out. He'd have like a serial entrepreneur come out, all different guys, all like known guys, people who have launched businesses. And they worked with the kids, and they perfected their pitch, they perfected everything they were doing. And at the end of the semester, those kids pitched. They had a big crowd. It was just upstairs in the conference center. And they had local media and everything. And it was, I wasn't there for it, unfortunately. I didn't know Dennis yet and them yet at the time, but it was like a big hit.
$10,000 prize, Todd.
10,000, yeah, I forgot about that. They got seeded at the beginning with 2,000, right?
Yeah.
And then, $10,000 prize to the winner. So it's a serious thing. And that, next year it's gonna be way bigger. If you guys saw that building that's under construction right now, outside by the field, wrapped in the green stuff, that's gonna be the future site of, right, Feliciano Center.
Well, the school business will be in there.
Oh, sorry, yeah. But Feliciano will live in there, right? Yeah. They're building an incubator and everything, so it's cool. I thought about this a really long time. I wanted to just encapsulate what this whole experience has been for me. I think that sums it up in one sentence. That's what I've experienced. It's been the greatest experience of my life. I don't think that's an overstatement. I've been incredibly inspired by everything involved. I mean, just raise your hands. Anybody who's like presenting, who did any coding work, who works directly with me, just quick raise your hands. It actually should have been. It should be more. We're missing a lot, but that's all right. So I'm done. Carlos. So this guy is awesome. Again, he's how I got into the whole meetup scene to begin with. I formed an original group a while back. So this was my first interaction. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. So this is my first interaction with Carlos. I formed my group same day. Hey, Todd, congratulations on the new meetup. We need more developer groups in New Jersey. I'm the organizer of Madison Tech. That's how far back that was. Launch on J now. Primarily focused on creating an entrepreneurial community in New Jersey. There's the link. Good luck with the new job. Below is a link to a new developer group we've been working with. Got me into Code Junkies. That was like day one of me coming into the meetup scene. After discovering it, I couldn't have had a better mentor and just entry into that world. So that's Carlos. So he's up.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I'm old school. I do PowerPoint. I don't do web-based presentations. All righty. Okay, thank you. Do I have the whole screen? Technical person? All righty. Excuse me. Are you familiar with that? Audio? All right. Let's go. I just want to get it to full screen, please. Yeah. Right. That's what I want. That's what it took me. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, hello, everybody. Let's wake you up a little bit. So, like Todd said, my name is Carlos Abad. I'm actually the founder of Launch NJ. But before I start talking about that, I figure it's important that I share with you a little bit about Todd, because what's happened here is really crazy by my own. I've seen a lot of groups. I've held a lot of meetups. I've helped get a lot of groups going, and I've never seen anything like kind of what happened with here. So I'll give you a little bit of a background on a very relevant story as far as me and Todd, and hopefully to share kind of what got us here and where we're going to be going in the future. So you saw those emails. I saw Todd. I kind of keep a track on the entrepreneurial community. It's a passion of mine. And I saw that we had this group called Cold Junkies run by Jason Graves. I was really pumped. I was like, great, we really need developers in New Jersey. So I saw that he did that. He was going, and then all of a sudden Todd pops up. So I sent Todd that email. I reach out to him. Todd is pumped. He's doing 45 different things. We set up about 6 months ago that we were going to have lunch on a Saturday morning. We go to Tiffany's in Morris Plains. And the first thing I walk in, I look for Todd. Has anyone seen the picture that Todd has out? It's this clean-cut guy. I'm looking right at him. I'm like, who the hell is this? It's not Todd. So finally, okay, I realize it's Todd. We say hello and we start talking. And it turns out that at that point, Todd had gone through a period where he had quit his job and he had done a little bit of soul searching. And what kind of came out of it is that he had gotten the community building and the entrepreneurial bug. So once you get past the niceness and you start talking, the floodgates open. Todd does a total and complete brain dump on me. He hits me with 75 different things that were totally all over the place. I'm like, Todd, I kept trying to bring him back. I've sat down with a lot of entrepreneurs, kind of trying to get where they are, see where I can maybe provide a little bit of assistance and a little bit of advice. But there was no getting Todd down. He was going and he was going to dump it. So we finished the meeting, and what am I thinking to myself? This is a smart guy. He's a passionate guy, but he's nuts. But I really liked him. And I said, you know what? There can be something here. And I'm always going to support a developer who becomes an entrepreneur. So let's see what happens. So from that point, we start moving forward. And Todd is always emailing me. He's telling me on different things that he's doing. So the first thing that he does is he tells me that he got the Google Developer Group. Super duper. Fantastic. Let's do it. Let's see what we can build out of this. Next thing he tells me he wants to do the Google I/O event. Fantastic. Sure, let's do it. So about 20 days ago, I forget how many days ago it was, we sat here in Montclair State, Dennis Bone, who runs the Feliciano Center, Sharon Waters, Jason Frasca, Todd, and a few other people from Montclair. And Todd is telling us he wants to do this 2-day event. He wants to have bands. He wants to have 1,000 people. And like, this is nonstop. And I'm like, cool, I'm in. So it's kind of like a South by Southwest. Next year? No, 3 weeks. Really? Now, I've run 200-person events, and I'm like, Todd, maybe scale it down. Like, we had to scale him down at that. Scaling him down was getting it to be a 2-day event with 500 people. That was scaling down. So the bottom line is that it started there. We got to this point, and the fact that we were able to achieve what Todd has done today in this very short period of time, I think is nothing short of amazing. But I also think that there's no reason why we can't have that event that he originally envisioned next year. So that's really what my hope is, and that's really where everybody here can come together and do it. And that's really what happened. One of the really, really cool things that I kind of was looking behind the scenes, because this was all Todd, I was just kind of helping with connections with a few things that I can do, was that all of these different groups started coming in and pitching in with marketing, with assistance, and it kind of shows that we are starting to build a community in New Jersey. It's really something that before was just an idea, and there was little inklings. Now it's starting to mature into a reality. So, back in February of 2013, I started a group called Madison Tech. And Madison Tech was simply very similar to NJ Tech, similar to Morris Tech, similar to Jersey Shore Tech, similar to Princeton Tech. We just didn't have a group out there that provided that type of event for the local community. Why should you have to travel to Hoboken if we can bring it to you here? So I set up with the Rothman Entrepreneurial Institute. We started the meetings. And they were going good. I mean, we grew to like 600 people in a year. We were having 70, 80 people attend events. So everything was very cool. And then we had another group that was a little bit south of us, and it was called Chatham Tech. And we were close to each other, so they wanted to combine with us. And I said, sure, not a problem. Let's see how we can kind of work this together. And then I kind of started thinking to myself, I always had a little bit of a different vision in that I saw that there were a lot of good groups that had achieved good size. But one of the things that I wanted to do different is I wanted to create a group with the hub and spoke model where this group is like a center, and it helps create all these specialty groups so that you can create, if you're developers, if you're into life sciences, if you want to do female entrepreneurialism, whatever it is that you wish, we'll use the voice of the main group to help create this, help you form other groups, and in essence really start building what I consider a community instead of a good meetup. So at that point, we made the decision, and I made the decision, and I said, you know what? You guys continue with the event, and the event continues to survive as Morris Tech. It's a fantastic group. It's run out of FDU's Rothman Institute. And I decided, okay, I want to morph this into that thing. I really didn't know what it was. And this is what it ended up being. It ended up being Launch NJ, and the mission is extremely simple. I'm not trying to be a rocket scientist here. And if you read it, the creation of a vibrant entrepreneurial community in New Jersey so that entrepreneurs have the necessary tools available to launch their startups locally. I'm not in competition with New York. We're not in competition with Philly. It's not about being better than anybody else. It's about if you're an entrepreneur and you choose to take that challenge, and it's a big pill you're going to swallow, so be very cautious when you do it. It's always better if you can do that locally because time is always going to be of the essence. So why have to travel when we can create that environment right here in New Jersey for you? So that's kind of why I specifically chose this language. And I kind of highlighted the idea of collaboration because to me that's really what it's all about. I mean, here, this was all Todd. This wasn't me. But because I had been around a little longer, I had some connections, I can help him. And we're doing this actively, like I said, with a bunch of different groups. So that's the overall vision of Launch NJ. It's so that if you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking about it, you want to network, you want to share your ideas, you want to have a place where you can just kind of really see if this is what you want, a place to learn. That's the vision of Launch NJ. So to me, is anybody here amazed that we don't have an entrepreneurial community in New Jersey? Okay. Does anybody think that we do have a vibrant entrepreneurial community? Okay, Esther. We'll argue that later. I think we have the beginnings of one, but I don't think per se that we have one. I think that we still have a lot of work before that statement could be made, but that's just my opinion. But I do think that we have all of the building blocks to really make this a reality. And the building blocks are simple. Look at we're highly educated, great business culture, extensive higher education. When I say a wealthy state is really important because every entrepreneur, especially if you're a tech entrepreneur, one of the things they're going to tell you is we need investors. Investors, money people tend to be the best angels. And what I always tell people who want the investors now is that investors are very simple animals. They want an opportunity where they see a lot of great companies and they want to pick the best of those great companies. Until you can offer them that, it's going to be hard for New Jersey to really start getting a high level of investor interest. I speak with a bunch of them. I have a bunch of relationships with them, and that's pretty much the census. But I'm telling you that it's actively starting to change. They are starting to look at what we're doing. We have a company here that's called Fusar. You're going to see them a little bit later. They're also part of Tech Launch, the accelerator. We have a lot of good companies that are starting to get online. So and they're going to need capital, so that's why wealth is important. The fact that we border New York and Philly is a good thing. I don't view them as competition. I view them as a future resource. And one of the big advantages that we have in New York, even though New Jersey is not expensive compared to the South or compared to other pockets of the U.S., compared to New York City, it is. And what's another thing besides that's very valuable initially to entrepreneurs besides their time? The other part is their cost. If you think about it, if you have X amount of money, the more you bootstrap it, the longer you can run it, the better your chance of getting that point where you hit that click, that tipping point, and then you hit your critical mass. So all of these things are extremely important, and it's just a matter of putting this together. And developers are a backbone of this, and that's why we have a ton of developers right now who are traveling to New York City, working with startups. A few of them are going to Philly. If we can show them that we have a lot of great companies here, we can show you guys that we have a lot of great companies here, it's good for you to look at for you to start looking at the startups, and that benefits everybody. So that's the vision. These are the building blocks, and we're really starting to see that the fact that we can pull together in 18 days an event with 100+ people, and now our people signing up has really been coming off the charts. So I think we're going to probably be close to 200 by the time we're done. I think that kind of speaks for itself. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, this is still in the process of coming. And I feel very comfortable that this is going to become a reality because I have recruited Todd Nakamura to run this. Okay. Oh, he is, but he's a good kind of nuts. So what this site is going to be, and be on the lookout, we're going to let everybody know when it comes, and what launchnj.org is going to be, it's going to be a central site. One of the things, like, I work with NJIT, the Feliciano Center here is just awesome. Like Dennis Bone, you couldn't have picked a better guy to run this center. As well as Sharon. So one of the things that I kind of see is that there's a lot of, even like the EDC, the Economic Development Center, you have all of these groups that are doing great things, but the sad thing is that entrepreneurs don't know about it. Okay. So what this site is going to be, it's going to be a central location. So if you want to see where any of these events are, all you got to do is go there and you can search it by vertical or by geography. We're also it's going to be centralized so that any information, like, if there's grants available, if there's programs that can benefit you, whether they're federal, whether they're university-based, or whether they're independent-based, you're going to be able to find it here. And then beyond that, one of the best things, if anybody, okay.
Somebody's pushing the on button on the table.
Sure, you don't have a red light on this. There's microphones here, folks.
Okay.
So make sure it's off.
All right. Cool. Thank you. How many people here, and please be honest, do you really have an interest in seeing an entrepreneurial community in New Jersey? Is of some value?
I've been looking for it for a while now.
Cool. All right. Nice. Well, look, a big important part of this is that it's up to you. So one of the things that I know that I do in the Madison area, if you have a passion, somebody else was talking to me about doing robotics or doing, actually more physical devices as opposed to those, let me know. I will help you form the group. I will help you get it started. I will market it to you. I will market it to everybody else in the area. So if you're passionate about it and there's something that you don't see, let us know and we'll help create it. Or if you see it and you want to, help us enhance it. So it really needs the interaction of everybody here. We're going to keep adding bells and whistles to this. We're treating this like a startup. I always say I treat LaunchNJ like a startup. We're going to take chances. We're going to be willing to fail. But we're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to be proactive instead of just being reactive. And launchnj.org, I hope, is going to be an important site to create that buzz and for people to find the information and for us to really get to that next level. And your input is going to be vital. So that's pretty much my part, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Miss April Peters. Now, I have to say that I don't know April all that well, but I have had an opportunity to interact with her, and I've been very impressed. And the first thing, she's an entrepreneur artist, which I always think is super cool. I think that there is a strong relationship in between being an artist and an entrepreneur. And, we have a lot, especially like Montclair, this area has a lot of really good people who come out of entertainment as well as journalists. So that, to me, is just another addition to the ecosystem. She's a natural community organizer. You see her out there. She's buzzing. She's connecting people. She's very selfless with the way she does it. If anyone doesn't know about the book, Lean Startup, I strongly recommend, if you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, read it, know it. It will make a humongous difference for you. Being an educated entrepreneur is something that requires work, just like being a good developer does. She's also a Newark evangelist, which I think is super cool. I want there to be evangelists for this in every corner, and Newark is a great hotbed to have it. Why not? And finally is that collaborator part. So I think we're lucky to have April here, and come on up, April.
Hi, everyone. You guys awake? I hope so. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm really, really grateful to Todd for having me come today and be a participant, and not only just come here today, but also be a part of the planning process for this event. This is so major. So first, how many people are from Newark here representing? Good. Let's see what's here. Okay. Raise your hands high. Don't be shy. Okay. Great. And I'm one of you as well, and I'm excited, but I'm also a part of the larger scope, which is New Jersey itself. So today, I just want to jump right on in and start.
I'm not sure how you present.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Oh, you know how to?
How do you start the presentation?
We need techies. Slideshow.
Is it slideshow?
Yeah, click
Okay.
that. Hey, I'm teaching Todd something today. I can't believe it.
Right here? That?
Yep.
But that's it?
Are we connected?
We're connected, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody really good with
There we go. So, I think we all know who this is. So, I'm wondering if perhaps this is what the emerging tech scene looked like in 1440 BC. So today we're going to talk about is Newark's tech scene really emerging? We're going to take a glance at the tech scene in Newark and what's been happening in Brick City. This isn't coming up correctly. None of it is.
Anybody? I'm literally, like, I use Google. I'm serious about it. If anybody's like really good with PowerPoint, I'm not.
It's not presenting correctly.
I don't know how to.
The good thing about it is my presentation is really short, so we'll be over before you know it.
Under the presentation mode and whatever settings, maybe discrepancies between versions.
Is it still showing up? You see it still?
It just
It's
pops
in
out
a
of my
weird
stuff.
mode.
No problem. So we're going to make it work.
Sorry.
Not sure about that.
Sure, no problem. So what is it to emerge? Emerge is to become apparent, important, or prominent. So based on that definition, we have this organization called Blerdology. Amanda Spann, the co-founder and CMO of Blerdology, had this to say about Newark. She said, we saw Newark as an emerging tech hub, and we really felt there were a lot of elements here, and that Newark had creative people and creative entities that made it a great fit for the next great tech mecca in the United States. So she mentioned Newark twice, great twice, and creative twice. So I think that Newark has gained quite a lot of considerable attention, considering from the outside world. I know it's acting up. SOS.
So it just failed?
Yeah, can you just put it up? It's just popping out. We'll see how that's doing that.
I'm not sure.
So here are a couple of the things that have been happening in Newark. We have Newark Tech Week last year in 2013. It was a huge success. During Newark Tech Week, Blerdology came into Newark and they hosted what they call the Black Hackathon. You can see at the top, Welcome Brick City Blerds, merging black individuals with the word nerds, of which I am one as well. State of Tech in Newark, there was a year in review as well, and this was the winning group that won the Black Hackathon in Newark at Rutgers University. So who's welcoming organizations like this into Newark? Who's supporting some of the efforts of startup entrepreneurs? Brick City Development Corporation is one of them, not only supporting entrepreneurs, but also supporting the development of the city of Newark. In addition, we have I Build in Brick City, which is this huge campaign that's been going out, and you've probably seen it before, to encourage more tech, more startup, more coding, more hacking within Newark. And of course, that what goes on in Newark doesn't stay in Newark. So what we do actually ends up encouraging and also influencing the outside world. Then you have tech meetups like Brick City Tech Meetup, Startup Newark, the Fat Startup, who use hip hop to actually teach business acumen. Greater Newark Enterprises Corporation, connecting startup organizations with capital, with funding and support. Code for America, there's a chapter in our area called Code for Newark, and they have some really exciting goals for this year, one of which is to launch a rocket from a cell phone, and the other two are to create a hackathon, at least 2 of them this year in Newark. We have Scarlet Startups right out of Rutgers University, supporting, again, the development and proliferation of startups within Newark as well as New Brunswick. So, can anyone tell me what these 4 things have in common? That's a good one. Anybody for a sticker? Anybody? I'm sorry, I don't have Google swag for you. Say it again. They've all invested in Newark. Exactly right. And of course, that's Miss Amira Cummings. So to break it down, WBGO is headquartered in Newark. Audible, you know, their company was bought for $300 million from Amazon. What did they do? They moved to Newark. We all know who this is. Mark Zuckerberg, he injected a $100 million donation into Newark for the Foundation for Newark's Future. This is Dr. Randall Pinkett. He was the season 4 winner of The Apprentice. And what he did was he headquartered his company, BCT Partners, in, say it with me, Newark. Rutgers University, Newark is right there in Newark. We have, what didn't show up is NJIT, it's on there, but NJIT's EDC, which has been incubating and supporting and developing, creating resources for startup organizations. They are currently incubating over 90 companies, 90 startups in the life sciences and tech arenas, and it's an amazing resource. Not only are they doing that, but who I mentioned before, Dr. Pinkett, his company is located in the EDC as well. So there's so much happening, and there's such like a fertile ground in Newark for growing your tech business. Here are a few others that have chosen to participate in this Newark buzz by relocating. iSpeech is also located in Newark. Videolicious, Phone.com, when their company raised $2 million, what did they do? Move to Newark. So when you all make all that big cash and that big money, we want you to come to Newark. And many of this was featured Mashable, TechCrunch, Businessweek, and Inc. magazine. So Newark Bound magazine, this is what they had to say about Newark and the developing ecosystem, entrepreneurial ecosystem. In terms of becoming a major technology hub, Newark has all of the resources in place. It has access to New York City, which was mentioned earlier before. It's a major technology center. It has a local government that understands, embraces, and caters to technology industry, and has organizations like Lean, of which I'm a part, Lean Startup in Newark, and Brick City Tech, that are working together to create, develop, and sustain a tech startup culture that could very well bring us the next Google. So I'm really excited about what they had to say, and I think some of you here may be developing that next thing. So I want to really change the conversation a little bit about Newark. You know, I came here to talk about, is Newark's tech scene emerging? I think we've established that Newark's tech scene has emerged. It's become apparent. It's gained a lot of attention from the outside world, not only its city, but what's going on inside of it. So I want to think about a new word, emerge. And this word really talks about plunging into, swimming in, if you will, or immersing oneself in something. I want to call this, instead of the emerging tech scene in Newark, the emergent tech scene in Newark, a place where people are welcome to come in, to build, to create, to develop, to code, to hack, and really swim in our waters. I can't guarantee how clean they are, but I can say that the water is fine, and you're welcome to come in. So I'm going to tell you 3 things that Newark has that I think a lot of the men in this room perhaps would look for in a hot date. Newark is a brick house. It's got lots of body. So it's a brick Come on, sing it with me. House. All right, come on out. It's mighty, mighty. We'll leave that out. Okay. So it's a brick house. It's got lots of body. It's got lots of area for development. There has been so much happening with regard to the development of Halsey Street. If you have not been in Newark, if you've never gone, if you've never visited, please come to Newark. Visit Halsey Street. It's an amazing commercial area. We have restaurants. We have commerce. We've got shops and boutiques. I can name them all, but you need to go and see them for yourself. And recently, the New York Times did a profile on Newark, the food, the cafes, the merchants. Amazing. So you definitely need to come out for that. So Brick House has the body. Newark's got beauty. You know, when you're in school, it's so important, you know, sometimes who you sit next to, especially if you're trying to get a date. And with Newark, you're sitting right next to amazing reservation land, parks, beautiful scenery. There's so much going on. We have the Cherry Blossom Festival every year in our parks. This is an amazing area for you where, you know, in some places it'll be crowded. You'll be crowded out. You won't be able to get that corner office with the view. But in Newark, it may still be available to you. And finally, Newark's got brains. Newark's got brains. And with Newark, you've got loads of talent capital. This talent capital shows up right here when you look at some of the meetup groups that are supporting what's happening in Newark, like Brick City Tech, Scarlet Startups I mentioned before, Code for Newark, and several other organizations that are working together. This talent capital is collaborative. One of the things that Todd mentioned when he came to the Converge launch, Converge is our new pop-up co-working space that is free every Thursday throughout the entire summer from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. And he showed up for the launch event, and one of the things he said to me that really resounded was that he noticed a collaborative feel and a collaborative space, a non-competitive environment between our tech meetups. And he was exactly right. We work together, we are supportive of one another, and we're building together. So if you wanted to come and use this space, Converge is available. It's open until October 2nd. Lean Newark. Lean Newark. I'm supporting what's happening as a Lean evangelist. I am helping people to stop thinking about building something and then selling it, but selling something, but really building something that people want and then selling that. And too often we come up with this formation of ideas that are really great, but a large percentage of new startups fail. And many of them fail if not after the 6-month mark, maybe a year or two down the line. What Lean Startup Machine does is they provide 3-day startup weekends where you are taking your idea, you're taking your product, you're creating a minimal viable product that customers want. And what you're doing is you're presenting that to make sure, first of all, is this what they want, number one, and then number two, whether or not you have to pivot on that idea and then make a better product. So our weekends are saving people loads of time. So instead of the 6 months, what you can do in 6 months, we can do in 3 days. We're putting you through the experiment board that we've used and developed to help you come up with the best idea that will then be coveted, I would say, by your customers. So Lean Newark is doing that. Here's a brief connection here. Partnerships with GDG. This is what we want to do. This is what Todd is talking about. We're partnering. This is our future. This is what we are doing now and also in the future in New Jersey. So then what? Coming up, we have Brick City Development, who through a grant created the Converge space, which is that pop-up co-working space. It's located at 210 Market at the Seed Art Gallery. They will, in the future, be located here at Equal Space.
Sorry, we just almost at it.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry.
And this is the last one. And so they will be creating a share space and an incubator for tech startups in Newark. So we're inviting you to come take the plunge. Come join us. Be a part of what we're doing. Emerge in Newark. I think the conversation is going way beyond emerging. I think we've seen what Newark can do, we've seen what North Jersey can do, and now it's time for us to all kind of commingle and do it together. So you can be able to say, I build in Brick City, I code in Brick City, I hack in Brick City. So you're welcome to come. Who's going to take the plunge? Thank you.
That was awesome. I have to go really fast, so yeah, we have to eat. We got to get food. Everybody has to get food. The keynote is starting soon. Maybe we can take a vote. I don't know what you guys want to have. You want to do it. The keynote starts in 7 minutes. I have a quick video to show you. Actually, let me do that first. It's kind of, yeah, you need to see the video. So Google actually made a video for us. From the conference floor, the main conference itself, they actually made us a video. Okay, here we go. So oh, that sucks.
My name is Martin Omander, and I work.
So if you want.
Oh, okay.
All right. So why don't we
Yeah, something.
You want me to speak up and tell them what's going on, and then hopefully we can show this later on after it.
Yeah. Just get food. Like seriously, like as fast as you possibly can. Get food.
This is what's going to happen right now. We have food set up for all of you in the hallway. This classroom, the classroom across the hall, and the classroom right next door will all show the screens from California. If you want to sit in one of them, you can. They're a little cooler if you want. This is the main hub of the conference, though, so if you want to stay here, that's fine. Please go get your food, come back in here, and please make sure that you clean up afterwards. Thank you.
Nice.
I am trying to work on the air.